Good morning, everybody. We're going to continue the week of reviews with our look at the 1979 Elton John concert film and documentary, To Russia with Elton. This is a documentary of Elton and Ray Cooper's 8-show 1979 tour of the Soviet Union. He was on tour to promote his A Single Man record, I believe. And the impetus for the tour was he wanted to go to places. Elton wanted to go to places that he had never played before. And one of those being the Soviet Union. And, as with the Billy Joel Russian tour, as I said when we reviewed the A Bridge to Russia DVD and CD from Billy Joel's tour of Russia, Elton was one of the first Western rock artists to perform in Russia. And after this, people, or the Russian government was more open to letting Western rock artists come over. And, and that is, and one of the things that Elton and Ray Cooper talk about in the film is that the Russian people were hungry for Western rock and roll. I mean, because they were, rock and roll was frowned upon in Russia because it was such a oppressive regime, with the communists and everything. But fans were finding ways to get their hands on rock and roll, whether it be recording it from the radio and passing it back and forth to other people, or finding imports of records and importing them into Russia. And but so they were hungry for rock and roll, and I think this documentary shows it, and as I said a second ago, this was a two-man tour, but a two-man tour with Ray Cooper. Ray Cooper on percussion and keyboards, and the set list, for this documentary, there are not too many, or the set list for the tour kind of varied between rarities at the time and mainly the hits, but he did throw in some rarities, but we'll get to that in a second. But the documentary, some of my favorite songs from the documentary include a new favorite of mine, Part-Time Love from A Single Man, and Better Off Dead with Ray Cooper on timpani and percussion, and Daniel, Rocket, he does a tremendous version of Rocket Man, and but the main reason I love this documentary is because you get to see kind of what it takes to put on a rock show. You know, you get to see them, you know, setting up and talking about what they're gonna do, you know, on the tour, and along with the concert aspect of it, you also get to see, you know, Elton and Ray looking at sightseeing, you know, throughout the documentary, and so it really, you know, gives us a glimpse not only into Elton's world, but the world of or the world of Russian culture, you know, that many of us had never seen before, and it's a really fascinating piece of work. And the last show of the tour was recorded, was, you know, broadcast on the radio. The last show in Moscow was recorded and broadcast on the radio, and a couple years ago, I think in 2020, it was released on CD. It's only a 16-track album, so it's not the full show, which, you know, I was kind of disappointed about, because you know, when I saw the release, I was, you know, when I read about the release, I was kind of hoping it would be kind of like the Billy Joel album, the Billy Joel Russian release, where it would be, you know, where it would approximate the full show, but it didn't. And but it's still very, very good. As a matter of fact, one of the songs that Elton did on the show was a song from Empty Sky, which is one of my favorite songs, and one of Elton's favorite songs, Skyline Pigeon. And but when I was looking over the tour set list for the tour, you know, I was very surprised, you know, at how many, you know, he threw in a couple rarities. He threw in one of my all-time favorite Elton John songs, a song that we mentioned when we did our review of Elton 60, Roy Rogers. He threw that one in too, which I wasn't too surprised that he was doing that song, you know, because he had been doing it on tour recently, because he did it at a Wembley show that I saw footage of, and he also did stuff like Where To Now, St. Peter, and just a whole host of things. And something that I almost forgot to mention is that the only bad part about this documentary is that well, it's not really bad, but the quality is, the video quality is not too good, because I transferred it to DVD from a video, and so the video quality is kind of subpar, but it's still visible. and if they ever release it on DVD, I'm definitely going to replace it, especially if they release an expanded version of it with some extra songs added. And one thing that I would like to say is that whenever Elton and Ray Cooper do two-man tours, because they have done several since 1979, Ray is a powerhouse, of a percussionist, because he can do anything, and I think that's what I like about Elton's two-man tours, is that you don't need extra people. Just the two of them are enough, because they really Ray is just he's all Elton needs to compliment him. I mean, but he is tremendous. And so I hope you enjoy this. And by the way, if I forgot to mention it, it came out in 1979. And also I have some, instead of the normal track listing screen recording, where I show the track listing of the DVD or the CD, instead of that, there's going to be information. I was unable to find the track listing of the DVD or the video. Instead of that, there's going to be information on the whole 79 tour of the Soviet Union, so you can read about it. And I think there may be a track listing for the Live from Moscow CD, so you can see exactly what he did. And so I hope you enjoy this. Shot and produced by Adam Bauer. Screen recording taken from Wikipedia. Audio and video provided by Pixabay. Photo provided by Google Images. 2023.